You know, there are a few things I've encountered that are creepier than the amount of thought Christians put into how much of a teenager's tits they can see. And this is coming from somebody who talks to Eli once a week, y'all. Once a week. But even with all of that to prepare me, I was still appreciably creeped out once again this week when I read our first story. This one is about an all-girls college in New Zealand called St. Dominic's and the rules for their upcoming seniors' ball. So before I read these rules, keep in mind they're for college seniors, 21 and 22-year-olds. I mean, these would be pretty fucked up for high schoolers too, but here we go. 1. A split on the dress can only be up to the knee. 2. The back of the dress cannot go below the armpit. 3. There must be no cleavage at all. 4. You cannot take off your shoes no matter how sore your feet get. 5. You must be in a serious relationship in order to bring a ball date. Okay, let me break this down. The first 3 I get. Fuck, I've done this segment long enough to know that if Christian boys see too much elbow in an educational environment, the school turns into an all-you-can-rape buffet. People just fucking soap dispensers and shit. But 4 and 5 are creepy even for Catholic schools. As far as the shoe thing goes, either they were expecting Quentin Tarantino to come to this senior ball and wanted to keep their soap dispensers semen-free, or they think their students were all the wicked stepmothers from Cinderella. Either way, that's fucked up. And the last one, you must be in a serious relationship to bring a date. How exactly are they measuring that? I'm just imagining some girl getting grilled like Andy McDowell in Green Card just to get into the door. And speaking of serious relationships, let me quickly make you forget all about this little warm-up story and turn to the truly demented portion of today's program. And for this story, we start last April when Kevin Strawn's 14-year-old daughter was raped and impregnated by one Aaron Seaton. So what did Dad do? Well, if you're hoping for Liam Neeson in a Taken-type situation, you'll be disappointed to learn that this meat-sleeve solution was to bring the girl to her rapist and force them to marry. That's right. Rather than, killing and eating his daughter's rapist, this motherfucker decided to add him to the family tree. But don't worry, he got some harsh justice. That's right. He'll be doing a whole 120 days in jail for his crimes. And you'll know when he gets out because that's when you'll see me on the news turning this bigot into a coat. And since we're already talking rape, I might as well depress you even more with our final story of the week. This is the story of a little girl who, at the age of 6, confided in her church elders that she was being routinely raped by her father. And guess who the church reported it to over the following 3 years? If you said not a goddamn soul, you've probably heard of churches before. In fact, it wasn't until years later when the girl confided in her mother and a counselor, people outside the wizardry world of Harry Potter, that the Oregon Department of Human Services got involved. Almost like having a make-believe support structure for children is detrimental to the kids who need a real one. Oh, and did I mention that in the intervening years of neglect, the little girl contracted herpes from her dad? I didn't? Probably for the best, then. And now I face the impossible task of trying to put a positive spin on this. But fuck it. I hear rumors of Mexican food poop jokes coming up, so I'll leave you all bummed the fuck out. And with hopes that they can cheer you back up, I'll hand things back over to Noah, Heath, and Eli.